I love the music. It just gets me in such a happy mood.
No, I like it too.
Anyway, hello everyone on this very rainy, gross, nasty,
cold day.
But what we have to talk about is none of those things. So, for once,
first 2-win episode this season.
I know. Look at that. You got DDT already on with the triple axe. His signature move. Love to see it. Oh, good evening, my love. And good evening to my other love on the other side of the screen. Hello. Man, we're excited to talk about a 2-win episode.
2-win streak.
What are we? I mean, I don't know what to do with myself. The fact that we have 2 wins to discuss, 2 pretty good ones too. Man, oh man. This is where we're at. Like, just we're so excited about 2 wins. You know what I mean?
When excited.
Last season, I'd be like, 2 wins, whatevs.
Yeah, we're like, another day.
Yeah, another day of paradise. Another day. But boy, oh boy. What a day. What a week. What a life. I just have to say before we get started, I mean, it just has to be said, and I'll be the one to say it. My God. Where has this team been this whole season? Because these last 3 games or so have been like a completely different team. This is the team that we were expecting in November.
This is the team we knew we had, but
yeah, and no one wanted to believe us. Like we kept saying every week, guys, this team is talented. This team has potential. We just have to, ride the storm out. And here we are. Jacqueline coughing up a storm still.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's one common denominator between the games before and the games now. So,
I mean, there is, and we'll just leave it to that.
Leave it to that.
Leave it to that. Yeah, you can do the math and put 2 and 2 together. So, God, just so pleased, and just honestly, just obviously pleased for us as fans, but I'm just so beyond pleased for the boys and for the team, because we know that this has been like a long time coming, and they've been grinding, and they've honestly, I mean, you could just tell towards the end of, the middle of January, beginning of January, like they were just over the no-win streak, and they were just getting so down on themselves. And I think they were truly starting to like feel like they were letting a lot of people down, and I hated that for them.
Yeah, they were over everything, and they were checked out. And
they were.
I don't blame them one bit.
No. So, but it's really glad to see that they're having fun. The energy is there. The vibe is there. Again, if you were watching the game or the last couple of games, then you can tell a huge difference. You can tell a huge change, a huge switch in this team and in those guys. And so, again, just couldn't be happier for them. And I hope that it continues the rest of the season, however long it's going to be.
Same.
Okay. So let's start.
I'm so tired. Okay. First game from Saturday, February 8th versus Texas A&M Corpus Christi at home. Just Hunter, the bench reaction against UTRGV for the 3 tech was amazing. Yes, it was. And we unfortunately missed what exactly the dude said, because, everyone was texting us, y'all are right there. What did he say? And we're like,
no idea.
We missed whatever he said.
He said it obviously low enough to where the people on the first row, aka us, couldn't hear it. But I would have loved to have heard what he said. I kind of want to ask.
Yeah, no, I was about to say we should have just asked one of the guys, but I forgot.
Boys, if you're listening, shoot us a DM. Let us know what Home Dog said, because I mean the game's over. Like, there's nothing I can do about it, but I could surely be mad about it and be like, he deserved. I mean, obviously he deserved the tech. Like, you shouldn't hit a 3. You don't hit a 3 and then turn around and immediately. Anyway, that's the next. We're jumping ahead. I'm jumping ahead. I'm sorry. Let's start with.
I'm gonna try to find out real quick. Hold.
Are you gonna text somebody?
Yeah, let's just see if I can find it.
Okay. Well, Jacqueline's texting our sources. I mean, I guess I could have asked. I saw Ethan today at Chipotle. I guess I could have asked him.
Dang. Yeah, you should ask him. I should have thought about it when we went to talk to him after the game, but I was so pleased to just.
Yeah, I didn't give a shit. I was just excited that we took the away.
The last thing.
Exactly. Okay, so starting off with the first game of this two game episode podcast, we're going to start off with obviously Texas A&M Corpus Christi. That game was on Saturday, February the 8th. And Jacqueline, you missed this game too, right? Didn't you? Oh, no, you made this one. This one.
Yeah, I was at both of
you. There for that one. Okay, yeah, it was the weekend before. Sorry, man. Yeah. My weekends are just totally. Okay.
All blending together.
I know. Okay, go ahead.
So, all right. Going into this game, our background matchup history with Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Going into the game, we had 21 wins and 7 losses in our matches up.
Yep, matches up.
Largest margin of victory was 79-46 in 2017. Our smallest margin of victory was also in 2017, 61-58. And just want to remind that earlier when we played Texas A&M Corpus Christi this season on the road, we lost by almost 20 points, 67-48. So just remember that.
Thanks for that reminder.
I know. I had to go back and look because I was like, I'm pretty sure it was 20. It was 19. Yeah. So I was not far off.
No.
So general game notes, our starters were Keon, Matt, CC, Miles, and Jelani. We did win 78-64. Attendance was 1,371. Sean Kennedy's stat section, field goal percentage, we had 44.8. 3-point percentage, 42.9. Free throw, 77.3. I think that's our highest of the season. I really do.
I also think it is. I can go back and double check, but I will also agree with that.
Points in the paint, 32. Points off turnovers, 22. Second chance points, we had 15. Fast break points, we also had 15. Bench points, we had 44. That's probably the highest bench points we've had as well. Except for maybe a D3 game at the beginning of the season. Total rebounds, 38. We had 12 offensive and 26 defensive. We had 18 fouls, 15 turnovers. They had 14 turnovers. We had 8 steals and 10 blocks.
Okay, point of order. Our highest percentage of the year was Youngstown State at 0.778, so 77.8%. So very, very close. That was up to this game. So let's just say up to the A&M Corpus Christi game, that was the highest. You will see in a moment later that there is a new highest, but we'll get there. Yeah.
Can't wait.
You're welcome. Point of order.
All right. Game leaders. We had leading the way on the scoreboard. We had Nana with 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 blocks, 1 assist, 1 steal. Keon had 13 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, 3 steals. Matt had 13 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. And we had Dom with 13 points, 6 rebounds, 1 block. So cool. I had a struggle on player of the game for this one because
I know
I'm going to have to, out of those 4 great performances, I'm going to have to split the player of the game between Keon and Nana because, Keon damn near had a triple-double. He only needed 1 more rebound, 1 more assist.
Mm-hmm.
Nana had high point, 5 rebounds, 5 blocks, and in every category. And then I got to give an honorable mention to both Matt and Dom. Great things all
around. This is so difficult. It's who do you pick when you have multiple players who are just outstanding? And to me, I'm going to just give it to Nana just because he had something in every single category. And with the 5 blocks, I mean, that's just a nuts stat, a statistic anyway. But I mean, my honorable mention for this game is going to be Dom, because again, like I've been begging and pleading on my hands and knees for Dominic to like put his, foot on the gas and hit some baskets and play some good ball. And I mean, he had 6 rebounds and 13 points and got a block in there as well. So yeah, my player of the game for sure is Nana, just because of the stat line, but honestly, honorable mention to Dom.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best stat line Dom's put up this season.
For sure. 100%. Up until the A&M Corpus Christi game, that was his best game of the season for sure. Let's see. DDT, Keon Thompson has rock. Yeah. We have a lot to say about Keon in this one. Over the last couple games, I mean, ever since he came back from being injured, like he's been just outstanding. But something has come over this man in the last like 4 games that it's just been nuts.
It's progressively been better every game. One of my cats is doing something destructive. I don't know what.
One of the 20? No, I'm just kidding. But
Laura, yes, Dom is hitting his stride.
Yes, he is.
You just need more minutes.
He just needs more minutes. Just like with most of these guys, like if you just give them time, give them minutes and opportunity, like they're gonna get better.
And something else, I might be jumping the gun a little bit. My dad and I talked about this after last night's game, because everybody who knows me knows my dad and I have to have like a 30-minute debrief after every game. So last night he calls me on my drive home and is just like, so what'd you think? And then we talked for like 30 minutes. But the absence of erratic and continual subs during the games does a wonder. Who would have thunk?
Yeah. Let's see here. Ed, is Southwick injured? Hasn't played in several games. Yeah. Clayton has had like a nagging back injury that's just been really keeping him on the sidelines. We asked him after the game on Monday night how his back is doing. He says it's feeling a lot better, but obviously any kind of injury, but specifically the back, really don't want to rush that. I mean, any move can honestly re-injure it so quickly. And so, yeah, it's just, at the moment he does himself more good sitting on the sidelines. And I know obviously as much as that sucks.
Yeah.
But again, it's your back,
Yeah.
So, yeah. So moving, I mean, I feel like we've already started talking about pizza strength, but I mean, let's just continue officially in that section. Obviously, let's just start off with Keon, because he's at the top of the list every single time. Yeah, again, barring the one game where he just wouldn't stop driving it into the basket and Jacqueline was going to like throw her phone at the TV. I've have nothing but positive remarks about Keon.
Same. That's literally the only grievance I've ever had, and that may have been someone else calling. For him.
Exactly.
So, but it's one of those like double-edged sword things of like strength and weakness, because what outweighs it in this scenario, and Dad and I talked about this last night too, is his strength really is that he's probably the most like proactive and assertive offensive player that we have, and we have needed that, because you got to have at least one player who's confident and able enough to just take it and try to make their own opportunity to score regardless, and he's definitely that. And we need that. You need that, because I've been harping on it, but the defense is great. But whoever has the most points, offensive points on the board at the end of the game wins. So
is that how that works?
I know. I mean, wild,
shocking. No, 100%. And we've talked about this multiple times on the podcast and during the games, just us talking. And I mean, yeah, that boy, he is a playmaker. He can make nothing, or he can make something out of nothing. And I love how versatile he is. I love how he can, create space for himself. I love how he can just drive it into the basket and muscle his way up into the layup. Even his passing is really, and again, Jacqueline said it a second ago, like it's due to the fact that they're getting more time playing with a single unit rather than
interrupted. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, who'd have thunk? And it's been really, really nice seeing them again. Like they were always a talented team. They just didn't have the opportunities to really showcase that for multiple reasons. But now we can see that like they have a good cohesive unit and they're just hitting their stride now, which is thank God, like that it's happening now and not too far down the hole, where we have some opportunity to make up some ground and potentially make the tournament. But yeah, it's just really nice seeing Keon take control. I mean, he's out there for pretty much damn near the entire game. I mean, he only had a few breaks in this A&M Corpus Christi game. He played for 38 minutes. So, I mean.
Oh, I'm on the wrong one.
Yeah, he played for 38 minutes. I mean, like I said, he only had maybe a few opportunities to sit and take a break. Keenan did play in this game as point guard, so he gave a couple of those breaks. He played for 2 minutes, but those 2 minutes were really short-lived just because he also injured himself a little bit, and that's why he was sitting on the bench during the UTRGV game. And so, yeah, I really love Keon.
That rebounding is insane.
Holy shot! We're not on that game yet.
So he got the most rebounds on the team Saturday night, and he's one of generally the shortest player we have on the floor at all times. I think
at all times.
I think it lists him as 6'1", and I don't think that he's 6'1".
I mean, everybody's taller than me, so everybody's gonna feel 6'1" to me. But like,
I just know he doesn't seem taller than my dad, so I don't think he's 6'1". But
all I have to say is
every game he's in there getting rebounds as the shortest player on the floor for us.
100%. Yeah, I mean, he had 9 rebounds on Saturday. Let's just say he had way more than that on Monday night, but we'll get there. Way more than that. Insane. This boy is just an absolutely insane player. Okay, moving on. So obviously Keon, amazing. Matt, I mean, what do you got to say about Matt? The only area he didn't have anything in was a block. I feel like Matt is just he's just, and I don't want to say like not predictable, but like he's like, what's the word I'm thinking of? Reliable. Thank you. Matt's just reliable. Like he's going to go out there and play hard every single game. He's going to go out there. He's going to hit some three. Like, what he's going to produce every single time.
Yeah. And you know what? I'll say when my dad and I were talking about him last night, part of it I'll say for the next game because it's about last night's game. But my dad was like, he by far has to be the strongest defensive player we have. I mean, maybe Keon's giving him a run for his money now on the rebounds. But, I mean, he's fast. He's always thinking the next step ahead, and he puts out 150% effort nonstop.
100%. He's not the only one in terms of defense, and like literally goes from 0 to 100 in 5 seconds. CC every game.
Yeah.
He may not have the best offensive game, but for damn sure that he is going to be literally huffing and puffing out there, running up and down that court, playing
body on the floor or whatever.
Yeah. And I mean, he's guarding the ball, he's blocking, he's going 100 miles a minute. Like there's so many times that CC reminds me so much of like Nate Bain in terms of like, he will run from like coast to coast and like just a full out sprint at thing. You know what I mean? Like just all over the place. He does whatever he needs to do. He's literally a workhorse. He'll do whatever he needs to do in order to get the team in a good position. You know,
he definitely is I think he's a great role player and puts forth all the effort that he has any second he's on the floor.
100%. Like, I mean, during this game, he had 4 points total. He had something in every single category, which is great, but he had 4 points total. He had a steal in there. He had a block in there. He had 3 assists. He had 2 rebounds. And he also, let's see, he played for 27 minutes. I mean, he was all over the place. Now, again, did he have a great offensive game? No, he did not. But that doesn't mean that it's any less important, his production. Yeah. Laura said we talked about this. CC is defense guru this season. 100%. 100%. You know, and he should not be upset about that. Like, defense wins championships. I don't care what sport you're in, defense wins championships. I will scream that until you're blue in the face. Because when you have good defense, that turns into good, what do you call it? Offense. There you go. Very good. Okay. Let's see who else we have to talk about. Obviously, we talk about Nana all day with his 20 points. I mean, he was 100% on his free throws. He sunk 4 freaking threes.
He was on Saturday
on like Donkey Kong. Yeah, absolutely insane stats from Nana. But not surprising. We know he can shoot a 3. It's one of those things where, you know, I know this is so like normal for just anything, but like when you're on, you're on. Like when Nana is on, especially from the 3.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's very hit or miss. I mean, pardon the pun, but like it is. But thank God he was hitting. And then of course Dom with his 13 points and 6 rebounds, and
yeah, he looked great.
He looked great, and you know, he looked great up until this game, and then the next game he even looked better.
He got minutes this game. He played 26 minutes. I mean,
he played a lot of time.
He just has to be out there.
100%.
Imagine that. You just got to be on the court to show what you can do.
Absolute shock. Another big point for me is the 44 bench points. Makes me
really happy.
Yeah.
And Dom and Nana were making up most of that.
Right. Exactly. We held A&M Corpus Christi. There was only one player in double digits. I mean, he had 18 points, but one player. And then let's see how many. They had 14 turnovers. We had 15, so very evenly matched there. Let's see, on the fouls area, we had 18. They had 17, so also very even there as well. So, yeah, I mean, all in all, a very evenly matched game for the most part, but we just couldn't be stopped.
No, and we had a good amount of points in the paint too. I mean, 32.
Yeah, I mean, they had 34.
Oh, well. But we had a bunch of threes to add on to those points in the paint. So
yeah, no, exactly. Their 3-point percentage was absolute dog shit. It was 11.8%, which I can't talk smack about it too much because we've had 3-point percentages at that point too. So
that's like ours about 5 games ago.
Yeah. So again, I can't talk too much smack about it, but I mean, again, it's nice to see that on the other side, not on our side this time. Yeah.
Hunter says, "Oh, Canada."
Oh, Canada's right. Oh, Canada is right. Oh my gosh. Okay. Any other positives you want to talk about before we move on to?
I mean, just overall, great game. I loved that the field goal percentage was decent, and our 3-point percentage was only about 2 points lower than, 2%, lower than field goal. That was great. Free throw percentage over 75. Love to see it.
3-point. I'm trying to, 100%. Let's see here. 3-point percentage was
42.9.
Yeah, I was just trying to see how that stacks up against the rest of the season.
Mm.
Let's see, A&M East Texas A&M was 54. We had Youngstown State 47. So yeah, I mean that's one of the top 3-point percentage games we've had all season. So I'll take that W and skip happily away.
Yeah, and we took a fair amount too. I mean, 21. It's not like we only shot 6 or 8. You know.
Right. Completely. 100%. 100%. Okay. Ready to move on?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Make sure my volume's up.
The tradition of Festivus begins with the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're going to hear about it. You.
All right.
So I don't even think I'm going to have any grievances for our guys about their play because this was just a great game. But my number one grievance is going to be the referees, and
which doesn't happen ever.
I don't think I've ever in the history of the 7 years of this podcast. I mean, yes, have I complained about the referees, but have I ever had my only grievance is going to be the referees?
No, I think you've had them as a list in your grievance, but have them as your only. I don't think that's ever happened.
Yeah, I don't think so. This one was bad. And those of you who know me, I don't complain about the refs for just no reason. This was bad. And it's bad when I go home to my parents to have the debrief of the game with my former college referee father and say, yeah, the refs really sucked tonight. And he says, that's probably the worst we've ever had.
Which, coming from him, is pretty damaging for them.
Pretty bad. I mean, there was, if you saw the game, you know, that, I mean, there were a bazillion missed travels. They were not controlling the game at all, which is usually really my number one grievance because you know, I could pull out my rule book from wherever it is because I do have one. And the literally first thing it lists, their primary responsibility in refereeing is to maintain a fair and safe game. And if you're not controlling the foul situation and putting an expectation, it's going to get out of hand real quick, and either somebody's going to get hurt or someone's going to get a fight. Either way, you're not maintaining safety of the players. But I digress. So I had my whole litany of grievances about the refs, and then I was too focused on all the other grievances that I missed this. I think you somewhat saw it and were confused. My dad was like, yeah, so there's one point during the game where we scored, like it was a live play. We scored.
There was no dead ball.
And then the white ref, who I said was the worst, called a timeout and sent it to media timeout. And my dad was like, I was looking to see if the other ref called a timeout. And he said, the other coach. And he's like, the ref never went to the table to report, a timeout for them to take one off of his tally. And you can't do that. Like, you can't just decide to send it to a media timeout when it's a live ball. Like, it was not a dead ball. It doesn't work that way.
No.
So
yeah, it was a dead. It was
not a dead ball.
It was not a dead ball. It was so confusing. He just calls a timeout and does a media out of left field, and we're like, what? And I'm thinking, I was like, okay, well, maybe, Corpus Christi coach called a timeout. He didn't. He did not.
Yeah, because Dad was sitting there watching, waiting to see if he went over and reported the timeout, and he didn't. So, like, he just made that up himself. He just decided, we're going to go to media.
Love that.
I just
I know. Yeah, I agree with your grievance about the refs. For sure, there were a lot of missed rebounds, travels. There was a couple. I mean, there was like a moving screen. I think one of them was called, but there was another one that wasn't. Like there was a a lot of questionable no calls in that game. There was calls being made outside of areas.
And y'all know that's one of my biggest grievances.
Yeah.
Because this white man out there is gonna call a call all the way on the other side of the court in someone else's area, but then like a massive foul happens 2 feet in front of his face, and he swallows his whistle and does nothing.
That part, yeah. So it's just stuff like that that really kind of grinds my gears all the time. And then Jacqueline's when it's really egregious, and this one's pretty egregious.
Absolutely egregious.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think my only other grievance would just be like the fact that we got out rebounded by 2. I mean, other than that, like I really don't have anything else negative to say, or not even negative, but just like, feedback, wish you could have done this better. You know what I mean? Thinking about it, the only other thing was Jelani started the game and then only honestly played for 2 points or for 2 minutes. And I was kind of confused on that because, why have him start the game and then not put him in at all the rest of the game?
I was a little confused about that too. And actually Dad and I talked about that as well. And the only thing I could think of is that I don't know that he was necessarily the best matchup for their 2 big guys. Their 2 post players were very tall and very fast.
They were
athletic, and I feel, not to say that Jelani's slower or anything like that, but I think Jelani's more of a strength when we need a little more muscle in the lane. And I think this game we kind of needed more just height to try to.
And that's fair, but then why start him? You know what I mean?
Maybe, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is maybe he didn't want him to feel like he wasn't going to play him at all, or that he was losing his starting spot. But then
he sits the whole game. Like that makes you still feel like dog. You know what I mean? Like you started me, but then you didn't put me back in at all. I don't know.
I think those 2 big guys just proved to be more worrisome than expected, and it did go smoother for us, I think, when we had Nana and just more height in there to try to.
And you're right. It's just, again, I was just so confused as to why you start him and then sit him the whole time and like not even give him another opportunity to even get in there and like attempt it. But
yeah,
again, I'm not the coach. I am not the one that they asked to be the interim or be on the bench. I don't have the scouting report. I don't have any of that in front of me. So again, there could be a multitude of reasons, but it was just kind of strange that like you start him and then he plays for 2 minutes and then he just sits. It's not like he had any foul trouble. Like there was nothing, not a zip, zero, not a Laura. Sometimes they do it with Miles too. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I will say in the last few games, I think the reasoning behind that has just been his health issues. But certainly before that, it did happen a lot with no plausible.
1 minute. Hold on. Hunter is coming with information that we didn't have. Stone told coach to put in Nana. Okay. Interesting turn of development.
It was a better matchup.
It was. It truly was. But again, I just was like, not even like pull not and like put him in for like to give Nana a break or someone else a break. You know what I mean? Like,
you know what though? That'll just be another thing on the list of how much I love Jelani. Because
if he told him to told coach to put Nana in over him.
All of our guys are team players, but Jelani is the epitome of like selfless team player. Like he wants, bottom line, what's best for the team is what he wants to do, whether it involves, him getting playing time or not.
Which I totally know that. It's just now Hunter saying that just, again, blows my mind. Like, how many players out there will tell your coach, hey, put so-and-so in over me, better matchup?
Not many.
I mean, how selfless. That
He's
boy is special. I tell you
Such
what.
a little angel.
He is an angel baby boy. My God. Okay, very good. Okay, moving on. So, one word to describe this entire game, I would say. I don't know if I would. I'm not. I don't know if I'm going to go that far. Hold on,
This is a tough one.
because my heart wants to say complete, but I'm like, we're not there yet.
No. I'll just maybe say payback because we definitely a redemption. We redeemed ourselves.
That's good.
A 20-point loss.
I would say this game was a testament to good teamwork. They spread the ball around. Multiple people had points. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I like it. I like it. Okay, moving on to game number dos.
Look, I just have to show Scotty.
Let's see him.
To the next one.
He is
Look at this little guy.
Look at him.
He's just
Pitiful.
stood up, chilling right there.
So neglected. He can only get time with you when you're on the podcast.
Yeah.
So neglected.
Put him on cam.
Oh, wait, hold on. Hunter said first time Tony has ever had that happen in his career. Where a player has said that.
Not surprised.
I'm not surprised either. Because again, how many
not often
athletes will go to their coach and be like, hey, coach, I'm going to get crushed down there. You got to put someone else in over me in order to even have a chance to win down in the paint.
And their two post players were good. We definitely were like, can we throw some NIL money at 32? Because
I did. I said, throw some NIL at that guy, recruit him onto the team for next season. Because we're going to be losing some guys. So we need to, you know what I mean? Like, we have to replace them.
We still want to put that white kid in a jersey that made the half-court shot the other game.
Hell yeah, we do. On Saturday. Get that kid a freaking...
It was a half-court shot because we missed it and weren't sure if it was – we just saw the aftermath. We weren't sure if it was half-court or three-point. But my dad said it was indeed half-court, and he said that kid didn't – he said he didn't even get a running start. He said he just shot it. Because normally, normally when they have someone out there do a half-court shot, they just shoot it from a standing position, and it's like you got to get a few steps start. Or you're not going to do it. But he just picked up and shot it and made it. And my dad was like, put him in a jersey. Let's go. Don't know who that kid was, but we'll be happy to.
I'm pretty sure he was a frat guy. Don't know what frat.
Yeah, he was. I don't know what frat either, but definitely he wasn't a frat.
Also, I really loved how that entire frat in the student section wasn't like packed, but like we had a good number of students over there that we don't normally have. And a lot of them were from our fraternity. Where the hell were they Monday night? Anyway.
I think they had an incentive Saturday to be there probably.
Well, probably so. But guess what? I'm pretty sure we have incentives to be there every night.
I was about to say, maybe whatever that incentive was, maybe we need to do that again.
Like double, triple it for the last, I don't even know how many home games we got. Okay. Laura said it was Sittal. Well, that checks out.
All right.
You know what? Where the hell are the Pikes? Because Nana's a Pike, and they used to come to the games all the time in droves to cheer on Nana. Where the H have they been? There's my grievance for that.
It's a good question. All right. Game 2. Monday, yesterday, February 10th.
Yep.
Versus UTRGV. At home, going into this game, we had 7 wins and 3 losses in our matchup versus UT Rio Grande Valley. Largest margin of victory was 93-63 in 2022. Smallest margin of victory was 85-78 in 2024. Do you want to go over the standings?
Yes, I do.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. So looking at the Southland Conference men's basketball standings, as per usual, McNeese is at the top of the standings at 13-1. Southeastern and Lamar are tied at 10-4. Then you have Nichols at 9-5, and then you have 3 teams at 8-6. You got A&M Corpus Christi, Northwestern State, and HCU. And then rounding up the 8th place slot is a 3-way tie between UTRGV, SFA, and UIW. And then the last 2 spots are New Orleans at 2-12 and East Texas A&M at 1-13. Now, to be clear, even though there is a 3-way tie for 8th place, if this was the last game of the year, or the season was over and we're going into the conference tournament right now, UTRGV would most likely take that just because of the fact that they have a higher overall standing at 13-12. So let's just that's just the facts. So we just got to keep winning, baby. Like, we're there. We're at the precipice of greatness. That's, I don't know where I'm getting that, but we're at the freaking edge here. Like,
we're at the point of no return. We gotta
keep the foot on the gas pedal, and all gas, no brakes. You know what I mean?
Keep on keeping on.
100%. Because, I mean, obviously we've shown that we can play, we can compete. We are definitely, not out of it by any means whatsoever. So we just need to continue, keep it on, and drive into Northwestern on Saturday and hand them a big, fat, juicy L.
Oh, shit. I forgot to talk to McBroom about Northwestern last night. Anyways.
You got his number, don't you? You can text him.
I sure do, but I hate to blow him up. But had Dad blowing me up with questions for him last night.
Yeah, you blew up. You were definitely chit-chatting his ear off. Oh, and by the way, while you were talking to McBroom, I went over and talked to the Weavers, and I told Jacqueline afterwards, I was like, I'm pretty sure I just convinced Dr. Weaver to be on the podcast. So now we got to figure out when to have the SFA president on the podcast. He said, anytime. I'll be on the podcast anytime.
Look at that. I mean, what a tag team and duo we are. Divide and conquer.
Shit. I mean, I don't even know what we're going to talk about, but we'll figure out something. Because I was like, yeah, we could talk about your 10-year plan. He goes, ooh, how about 10-day? I was like, sure, whatever you want to talk about, bud.
A week and a half at a time, baby.
Yeah, he goes, let's go 10 days at a time. I'm like, you know what? That's fair. Well, yeah, we'll have to figure out when. Maybe we can get him on like after the season's over or something.
Yeah. Whatever he wants to talk about.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure we'll have to.
He can provide us a list of topics.
Yeah, we may have to talk to Corbin first, but okay.
All right.
Okay, continue. Anyway, that's the standings. We're not out of it. We're in the thick of it, babe.
We're right in it.
We're 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet.
All right. So matchup history with UTRGV going into this game. We had 7 wins and 3 losses. Largest margin. Wait, did I already tell this?
Yeah, babe.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
General notes.
General game notes. Starters, we had Keon, Matt, Miles, CC, and Jelani. We, again, like we said, spoiler alert, 2-win episode. We won 85-75. Attendance was 1,408, which is actually more than the attendance Saturday. We just had more students Saturday, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyhow, all right. Sean Kennedy's stat section. Our field goal percentage, 46.4%. 3-point percentage, 30%. Free throw percentage, 78.9%.
Officially the highest of the season.
Love to see that. It's free, baby.
It's free, baby. How bad you want it?
Points in the paint, 52. That may have been one of our higher. I know it's one of our higher points in the paint. I don't know if it was the highest.
Give me a second. I'll look as you talk.
Ow. Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
just kidding. I can't look. Oh, wait, hold on.
Points off turnovers, 14. Second chance points, 19. Fast break points, 16. Bench points, we had 29. 45 total rebounds, 17 offensive, 28 defensive. Get ready for this. We only had 6 fouls.
I don't know. I'm shooketh.
How is it possible?
I don't know.
Turnovers, we had 12. They had 15 turnovers. We had 6 and 3 blocks. Get ready for the game leaders because we had...
It's a wild list of leaders, bro.
5 players in double digits, very close. So I listened.
Yeah.
Leading the way on points, we had Keon with 20 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal.
12 rebounds, double, dude.
Second high on points was CC with 15 points, 4 rebounds, 3 steals, 1 assist, 1 block, something in every single category. Only 1 point behind him, we got Matt with 14 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists.
Double.
We got Dom, something in every single category, 11 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 block, 1 steal.
That's my candidate.
And rounding it out, we got Nana with 11 points and 7 rebounds.
Yeah, y'all. 2 players with a double.
And Nana was close.
Very. And so Keon was so close to a triple-double. He was 4 assists away. Which, I mean, if we were playing, if we would have played for probably another like 5-10 minutes, he would have got it. I mean, maybe not even 10 minutes, another 5 minutes.
Yeah, one overtime session, he might could have hit it.
I'm spent, bro. I don't even know. I mean, Matt and Keon with the double doubles, honestly, are going to be my players of the game. But
yeah, my players of the game here are going to be Keon and Matt with the 2 double doubles. I'm going to say second is going to be Dom and Nana, honorable mention there.
I mean, wow.
Dom even topped his game from the last one here. So.
I know. So, okay, can we start off with Dom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's start off with Dom because I am spent with Dom played so well in this game. I can't even his defense in this game. Great. He was playing amazing on both sides of the ball.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Again, up to the A&M Corpus Christi game, that was his best game, and then you had this game this was his best game.
I love it when there's improvement every single game.
100%. Oh my God. I mean, he had again something in. Oh no, he didn't. Yeah, something in every category.
Yep. Every step line.
No personal fouls. No turnovers.
Those 2 on top of the rest is amazing.
I think I'm still flabbergasted at 6 fouls. I would love for someone who is smarter than me and has more access to records to know. I would love to know if this has ever happened in SFA history where we had 6 fouls the entire game.
It doesn't happen often. I know that.
Holy crap.
And I'm trying to remember, I think that we played more zone this game than we have this season, which would explain the lower foul count.
Yeah, we were definitely playing zone a lot in this game. What did Laura say? His first 2 games, he was fouling machine, and he just smiled so funny. That is true. He did smile a lot. He's funny. He's a funny one. He's cool. Well, he's quiet in general. He's quiet on the court, not necessarily playing wise, but he doesn't get very animated. But when he does,
yeah, it takes him a minute to warm up, and then I think he's quite expressive.
Oh my God. Yeah, but Dom played great. I'm so proud of him. He is really, really, really starting to contribute and come out of his shell too. Okay. What can we say about Keon that we can't already say? He 12 rebounds. I've never seen a point guard.
Maybe Trey Pinckney got some rebound numbers like that, but
maybe if anybody, maybe. I've never. It's been a while. Let's just say that it's been a long time since we've seen a point guard be a rebounding machine the way that Keon, both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. He's jumping over dudes that are 5-6 inches taller than him to get these rebounds.
Yeah. My dad was after this game amazed at the height that he can attain.
I wish I knew his vertical. I really do.
Yeah, he can jump out of the gym. Is my dad's favorite. Oh, hey Jeremy. He said hi, Jacqueline's cat. It's Scotty Pippen.
That's Scottie Pippen, man.
The basketball cat for the basketball podcast.
Yeah, we need to get him a little. Do you think he'd wear a little jersey?
No, but I would put in the effort to try it because so I do have a cat halter. And the first time I put it on him, he just stands there with his legs really stiff. Hi, Jacqueline's dad. He just stands there with his legs really stiff, like he can't move his legs. And I'm like, you can still walk. It's not restricting you from walking.
I think we should try. We should get him a little basketball jersey with literally like either Scotty on the back or Pippen on the back, and see if he will wear it and not freak out. I think that'd be hilarious.
It would take some work, but I'm willing to do it.
You're doing the work, yeah. So anyway, back to Keon. I feel like I said all I needed to say about him in the first half of the podcast about just his ability and his just pure determination and drive to make literally anything happen. And Jesus God, 12 rebounds has me thrown.
Yeah, the numbers speak for themselves here. This is by far his best game.
Agreed. All right, who's next? Who else do we have to talk about?
CC played great this game also. Second high point, something in every column.
Mm-hmm.
3 steals, an assist and a block. And I was
2 for 2 on 3-pointers.
I, for some reason, was thinking he had more than 1 block, but I think that one was just like amazing. And I got overly excited about it. And I was like, oh, he had several blocks because I remember saying that to my dad, and then I did the stats, and I was like, he only had 1.
I feel like sometimes people miss the blocks. I don't know, or like they get attributed to somebody else. I don't know, because I do feel like Stacey had more than 1.
Okay, good.
Like we think it's a block, but it's not counted as a block. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that is a kind of great area stat that can be. Yeah. My cousin Jeremy, I love this idea of my contribution. It was, yeah. You threw that in there.
Yeah, it'll.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Yeah. No, CC fantastic, especially because the last few games from CC have been, not amazing offensively. So seeing him come out there and still be able to contribute on both sides of the ball and prove that he can be an offensive weapon. I mean, we've seen it a few times this season, so we know it's in there. It just honestly depends on the matchup. And, again, if you're on, you're on. And he was definitely on offensively in this game.
Agreed. Okay, that's a perfect segue into my next feat of strength.
Let's hear it.
That I alluded to on the first game on Matt. So Matt was not having the best 3-point shooting night last night. He was 2 of 7. I mean, he still made 2 3-pointers, but he missed several.
He did. Some big ones too.
The great thing about Matt, and my dad pointed this out, and I completely agree. He's a great scorer, and some games he is like 100% on from the 3-point line.
Right.
But when he is not, he will quickly adjust and find other opportunities to score.
Mm-hmm.
He missed 5 and then he's like, okay. And that's the hard like middle ground as a shooter to find, because he did make 2, and as a shooter you have to, every time you have an open shot, think, I'm gonna make this.
Right.
So it's a hard middle ground to find of when do you keep having confidence and putting it up, and when do you go, okay, the 3 is not for me tonight, so
Right.
let's recalculate and find something else. And I think he does a good job of that. So he was like, I'm just going to have to take some mid-range jumpers, try some one-on-one, do something else.
Which I would love to see more of, honestly, just from everybody, some mid-range jumpers. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of teams have been using that specifically against us all season. And so I would love to see some of our guys, kind of fight fire with fire. And there's been a lot of open shot opportunities at the mid-range level, and they just haven't really taken advantage of those. And so I think during this game, they actually really started doing that more, and that helped a lot.
Yeah, because and think about how much room there is on the court on those 2 wings inside the 3-point line.
Yeah.
You don't have to limit yourself to either a point in the paint 2 feet from the bucket or a 3-pointer. There's a lot of other real estate that's wide open to you.
And especially if the matchup is there and you have the space, go for it.
But I will say I do get it a little bit, because sometimes the mid-range jumper can be deceivingly difficult.
That is very true.
Especially for someone who's an outside shooter, because like for me, I was a 3-point shooter. I wasn't that great at the mid-range jumper. It seems easy when you're an accomplished shooter beyond the art, but it kind of is hard, especially if you don't do it that often. But if we try it more often, practice makes perfect.
That's fair, but I mean, and also to rebuttal that, like, do we truly have like a dedicated outside shooter?
That's a good point, and I think Richard Parton would probably agree with you.
Yeah, Richard, that's my dude. That's my dude, Richard Parton. But we have guys who can hit the 3 across the board. I mean, you have guys who are guards who can hit 3s. We have clearly Keon has hit a 3 before. You have multiple big guys who can shoot 3s. I mean, we've seen Tierno shoot 3s. Obviously, Nana can hit 3s. We know Clayton has hit 3s before. So, I mean, that's all well and good. But, like, really and truly, we don't have, like, a dedicated, hey, your job is hit 3.
Yeah.
And that was, like, last season, that was Trell for the most part. You know what I mean? Like, you're our 3 guy, like, yeah, did he take the ball in for some layups and other things like that? But like, really and truly, he was the outside shooter.
Yeah.
He was the guy, if the game's on a line and you need a 3-point to send it in overtime, he's the one you throw the ball to, type of thing.
And, just to like try not to go on too many tangents, but
right.
to highlight what you're saying, I think that has to be taken as that's a good thing. That's a strength, because me, I was too short and too small to do much one-on-one, because my defender was always going to have the advantage on me. So I had to be good at making a 3, because that was probably my only opportunity of getting a shot that wasn't going to get stuffed.
Right.
But these guys are all very athletic, very capable of, I don't know what I'm trying to say, the ability to like go one-on-one and have all these different ranges of being able to score.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad thing to say we don't have someone who's just put into the role of being an outside shooter. It means these guys have quite a range of other things they can do. So we just need them to do all of them. We want to see it all.
Yeah, I mean, they're all super versatile. You know what I mean? So, I mean, would I love to have an outside dedicated shooter who's just like sitting over there in the corner, like popping 3s off, like automatically, like Steph Curry? Abso-freaking-lutely. But we don't. So that's fine. We have to just lean on the strengths of who we got. And this game was in the very beginning, man, I was kind of concerned, but then we started pulling away and I was like, okay, we have found our groove, baby. And once we were ahead, we didn't lose it. And I love the growth of that, because I feel like if this was an SFA team 2 or 3 months ago and we had a lead, it wasn't safe.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I agree. And that's what can give anxiety, because I think last night's the best we've looked all season, but
100%.
but then having that makes us more anxious. Like, what are we going to do next to stumble? And we didn't, but I was just anxious until
you were just waiting for the other shoe to fall. And I totally get it, because we've been like dangled with like hope and all season, and then it's been like rug pulled out from underneath us. And it's not just us, it's been like, you know, it's for the guys too. And so
the collective us.
Right. And so I totally understand that. It's been a wild season. And so I'm just glad to have a little bit of like continuity in terms of like, we've had 3 wins in a row, and that's what we call in the business a streak.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to continue this streak.
Love to see it.
Love to see it. Okay. Other than only committing 6 personal fouls throughout the entire game, and of course winning the game, having 5 guys in double digits, any other positives before we move on?
52 points in the paint. I don't know if I said that already, but it notes saying again if I
so. 52 points in the paint to their 30, which, I mean, if we had 30 points in the paint on a regular night, I'd be freaking thrilled. But 52, holy crap. Yeah, good point there. We held them to only 6 second chance points, 8 points off turnovers, only 11 fast break points compared to our 14 points off turnovers, 19 second chance points, and 16 fast break points. So some great statistics there. Love to see. I mean, we were killing them in all of those categories. Yeah, I mean, okay. They had 18 personal fouls.
Yikes. I didn't realize they had that many more fouls than us.
Yeah, 18 personal fouls.
I mean, that's more than twice the fouls we had.
I know.
They didn't have that tech, though.
Well, we both had a tech.
Oh, yeah, and we never really figured out what our tech was for.
Someone said, and now I can't remember.
Hold on.
I can't remember if it was, I know it was Keith.
That's very surprising to me.
I know. Well, remember I said that, I was like, I can't imagine it being Keith to get the tech, because on the floor, I think it was like Matt, CC, Keith, Tierno, and one other person. And I was like, you mean it wasn't Tierno that got the tech? Because he's, no offense, T, but you're a loose cannon, my dude. And I would assume that it would be you that get the tech and not Keith. But so I don't know what Keith did or said. I have zero clue. If Hunter's still on, maybe he knows and he can comment or text us. I don't know. But yeah, I do not know what it was for. Obviously, something egregious enough for a tech, but at the same time, I mean, I don't see Keith being the type of guy that turns around and talks shit to the bench after a 3.
No. Yeah, I have no idea.
Which is what that
the most plausible scenario that I can imagine is it was one of those like tit for tat, just talking,
pushing and shoving.
You're the one who gets caught, but you were not the first one doing it.
Right. Yeah. That's really the only thing I can consider coming from Keith.
Yeah.
He's such a sweet baby child.
He's such from the interactions I've had with him, he seems like such a chill.
He's just very even keeled. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like,
he doesn't seem easily riled up, so I don't know.
No. Yeah, I'm not sure. But, okay, we'll pause. Hold on.
Newcomers. The tradition of Festivus begins with the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're going to hear about it. You.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, if anything, I have to pick a couple grievances. Obviously, the tech is one, because I still don't know exactly what for, but we got it anyway.
Just wish we knew.
Wish we knew. It's hard to pick out. It's hard to pick out. But obviously, Matt missing 5 3-pointers ain't great. But see, and this is what I'm talking about. Like the game before, Nana hit how many threes did he hit? 4? 3, 4?
I don't know, because now, of course, my internet's gonna lag on refreshing that page. Hold up. Oh, memento. I'm trying to get there.
I got it.
Okay.
I got it. Nana had
I think
4
Oh,
3-pointers. 4 3-pointers. And then this game on Monday, he was 0 for 4 on threes. So it's like, we were just talking about this. Like the nights that he's on, man, he's sinking them left, right, and center. And then you have a game like Monday where he literally zilch, and he shot 4 attempts. So it's such a wild game. Like,
yeah.
sports are wild, especially basketball. Like, wild.
Yeah. Last night was not Matt or Nana's night behind the 3-pointer, but luckily they both pivoted and scored elsewhere.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. And Matt had, the 10 rebounds. Keon had the 12 that we've already talked about, and Nana had 7. I mean, so they were still contributing in other areas, like you said. I mean, and Nana was 5 of 6 from his free throws. He only missed 1. Keon was 6 of 7 from his free throws, only missed 1. Matt was 100% on his free throws. CC only missed 1. And Tierno only missed 1. And that was it in terms of free throws. Because again, let's see. And again, Keith only played for 10 minutes. What the heck did he do?
Yeah, I'm very curious. Hunter, where are you? Do you know the answer to this?
Yeah, WTF? Like, so confused. Okay, so Dom not having any personal fouls. And again, this goes back to what Laura said earlier, the fact that he was a fouling machine. He fouled out a couple games, and then he hasn't been fouling at all. So, I mean, huge improvement there.
Huge turnaround.
Huge
turnaround, but also playing more zone helps with that.
Again, yes, for sure. But yeah, grievance-wise, I don't have many.
Yeah, I really don't think I have any about the actual game. I think, on this one, I'll just say having Clayton and Keenan both hurt.
Yeah.
That'll be my main grievance for this game.
Yeah.
And if there's not a good reason for the technical, that'll be a grievance. But
yeah, I wish we knew.
I just don't know.
Yeah. I wish they would at least announce what the techs are for. Or, you know what I mean? Or at least have it on the stats.
That could get dicey though.
I know, but I'm just I just want to know.
To put verbatim what they said,
I don't need to know what they said. I just need to know was it for
yeah,
physical, why did you assess the tech? Don't have to tell me what he said or what he did. I just want to know, was it physical or was it their mouth running?
Yeah.
And then that way I can finally be okay, justified. Fine. No problem. But if I'm sitting here trying to think back in my head, what the hell did Keith do? And I can't think of anything.
Well, it makes me think it couldn't have been that egregious because we completely missed. I mean, we didn't know we got a tech until they were going to the line. And then we're like, what did we get a tech for? I mean, we didn't see anything from anybody. So that's very confusing.
Anyway, if you're here and you're watching and you're listening and you know exactly what the tech is for, just like end our suffering and comment or message us later, because I just would like to know. I would like to know, man. Just tell me, man. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm clearly delirious. Okay. Anything else grievance wise?
Mm-hmm.
Got hair in my mouth. Okay.
I'm getting one like on my nose somewhere earlier.
It's everywhere. The hair is everywhere. It's just anyway. Getting a haircut at the end of this month. Anyway, okay. So, all right, one word to describe this game. Dare I say the C word? Are we closer to the C word?
I'm going to say cohesion. That's going to be
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good C word. That's a good C word. I'm hesitant to say my C word. Because we're on the cusp. Maybe I'll say cusp. That's my C word.
Yeah, that's
we're on the cusp in multiple ways, because we're on the cusp of the tournament, like cusp, and we're also on the cusp of like a complete game, like both sides of the ball, everyone contributing, everybody doing exactly what they need to do. The shots are there, it's all just meshing. Like we're right there. Like I feel like just push me off the edge. We're right there. Okay, so love to see it, man. Okay, coming up, we have an away game. Where is it at, Jacqueline? You need to tell us, because it's your favorite place, one of your favorite places on earth.
I really do actually like the town. I just swore like
she swore up and down
that I would never step foot in that
she swore up and down
airplane hangar again, and now we're back in the Southland, so
she swore up and down that she would never ever go back inside of the Demon Basketball Coliseum, the Prather Coliseum again.
So I got a word on what the 3-point shooter said.
Let's hear it.
So apparently he was like dumb ass fill in the blank inward to the bench, and that's yeah.
Oh, I didn't go that far. I thought he was saying like MFers.
Well, I mean, it didn't have a hard R, but regardless, it was.
No, I know, but I didn't think he went that far. I thought you were saying like, oh, dumbass MFer. He's boy. That's definitely worth a tech.
Tech worthy.
Ding.
See, that's the only reason I was saying that shit can't be put on the stats.
No. Yeah, I don't want to know what they said. I don't want to know what was said.
What a generic tech cursing.
Yeah, tech insubordination, like tech physical pushing. Yeah. Oh, Laura. Yeah, I'm glad we didn't hear that. No, for sure. No, yeah. I mean, yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go get a tech for that, my dude.
Listen, he's the one who's the dumbass for saying that 3 feet from the ref.
Oh,
Right,
I think 3 feet, but I would say 1.5 feet. Like he was standing right next to that ref.
Did you think you were going to get away with this? I mean, being a basketball player myself, I'm going to say there is most certainly things that I said and did during games.
Holy shit.
I knew I should not have been, but I at least got a visual on where the refs were before I did anything that would have gotten legal.
Holy moly.
You can't just be that blatant and not expect to get.
And you know what? Whenever the T was called, Home Dog was not surprised that he got it. He was, because normally sometimes guys are like, oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? He just walked his happy ass to the other end of the court and knew he got caught.
It doesn't make sense to me. Like saying that to the bench doesn't make. Anyways, whatever. He's an idiot.
T.
Got a big old.
I can guarantee you that sweet baby Keith Lamar did not say anything like that.
No.
If anything, he was probably defending somebody and pushed somebody or said something back in defense. Because that sweet baby angel child would never.
Our boys would never.
No. Anyway.
Now we sound like those parents that are like, my child, no, they would never do that.
My child would never. No, that's exactly what we sound like.
But we got a good team of guys, so I'll take up for them all day.
I will too. We'll fight tooth and nail. Speaking of, so we're going to Northwestern on
Y'all better hope that there is not any reason to
oh God. I swear to God. We may need
tempt me into something.
I swear to God, dude. And you know what's gonna be worse, Jacqueline? And because of the sweetness of and craziness of she's still on here, hopefully. Laura McKinney, you crazy woman. She already knows that I was angry with her. We will be going to the game and we will be sitting on the court. So, I mean, not physically on the court, like we're sitting on the court side. Like we're not sitting.
Yeah, I might be. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, Laura, you better be there to have our back because I swear to God, if I have to pull Jacqueline down from whooping someone's butt at Northwestern, you're going to have to probably hold me back too because she may be tiny, but she is strong.
Yeah, what's this? I cannot speak English today. What's the Shakespeare quote? May she be tiny, but she's fierce or something along
Yeah,
those
something about being fierce, and you are definitely that. So,
But
yeah.
like you said the last time we covered it,
Shit.
I mean, room for an AD now, so I think
Jacqueline was ready to literally rumble in the jungle. Like, I've never seen her that hyped up and ready to roll up her sleeves and like hit people. Oh, Laura won't be any help because she'd probably be. Look at her; she's gonna be fighting.
we got Sean Hightower on a speed dial, but
Laura, you're supposed to be like the adultier adult over here. I mean, and y'all are basically banking on me to be the adultier adult. No, you don't give me that responsibility.
Sean will get us out. But anyway, like I said the last time we discussed this, now that we have McBroom, I feel confident that we have an AD who will maintain the safety of our players when the situation arises, unlike former AD. So I think
fine. As long as the people that attend the game on Saturday are normal fans who don't want to get it in their head that they need to talk shit to the bench about what. It's the bench. They're not even playing. Then we'll be fine. Everything will be fine.
Yeah.
But Sean Hightower, please be ready for a phone call.
Be on the lookout.
Be on the lookout. Oh man. Anyway, okay. So few reminders, and then we're off for the night. So of course, like we've mentioned multiple times, there is an away game this weekend in Northwestern. If you have it in you to make the trip to Northwestern to Natchitoches, highly recommend. Natchitoches is a great little town, very pretty, very historic. It's our sister city over there in Louisiana, and it's really not that far away. It's under 2 hours. So it's a quick little trip, and plus it's an afternoon game, so it's 3:30, so you'd be able to be home before it gets like super late or dark, which is also really nice as well. So highly recommend that you come if you can, and if you can't, obviously you can watch it on. Well, it's you can watch it on ESPN. And then of course the last couple of reminders, they're always down there scrolling on the bottom. The first one is supporting the Sawmill NIL Collective. If you don't know what that is or have no idea what the Sawmill NIL Collective is, the 6-man collective. Jacqueline and I have multiple episodes where we talk with the board members and the founders of the collective. and discuss about the importance of giving, not just to the SFA basketball team, the men's team, but also to the women's and all the other SFA teams that we have. Obviously, NIL is the nature of the game now. And in order to not only recruit, but also retain amazing athletes, we have to have NIL funds and money in order to do that. So even if it's $10 a month, any little bit helps. You can go from $10 to $20, $50 to $100, or however much you can spare a month. Any little bit counts, and it'll be appreciated. And that money is appreciated 100%. Those guys really, really, truly do a lot for the community on and off the court and deserve compensation for it. And then, of course, one of our other reminders, as per usual, one of our other sponsors is My Plates. Shout out to Sean Kennedy. That's why he has a whole ass stat check section, and shout out to him for our license plates. So if you're looking for a fun and easy way to support SFA athletics as a whole, get you some My Plates. It's a really Stephen F. awesome way to support your Lumberjacks, and it's a cool little thing you can have on your car that not a lot of people get. Vanity plates. I've been seeing a lot more on the roads, and I would love to see more purple ones on the road. It's a beautiful purple SFA license plate. You can get it personalized, or you can just get a random number and letter combination thrown at you, whatever you floats your boat. Obviously, Jacqueline and I have our podcast name on our car, and so that whenever we park next to each other, it's the name of the podcast. And yes, I know how cringy and corny that sounds whenever we say it out loud, but we love it.
Not for us.
Not at all. We love it. But I mean, it's all good. The only drawback of having those vanity plates is that we are absolutely visible.
Yeah, there's no going incognito with the personalized plate.
No. Everybody knows my car. Everybody knows Jacqueline's car. I have to drive like 5 miles under the speed limit when I'm in town. Otherwise, I get, texts or calls. I mean, case in point, I was at the Chick-fil-A drive-thru a few days ago, last weekend, and I get a text from someone else's wife saying, "Hey, are you at Chick-fil-A right now?" And I said, "What the shit?" Yes. I had to get the Lord's chicken. So sue me. I mean, it's just like, you can't hide. You can't hide. Anyway, so go to www.myplates.com/lumberjacks and check out all the cool offerings. And you can do a 3-year, a 1-year, and a 5-year subscription to the My Plates. So if you're like, "Oh, I want to try it out for a year, see how I like them," you can get that in 1 year. And then if you like it, you can renew it. And if you don't, you don't. No big deal. No harm, no foul. But money and proceeds from these My Plate sales go back to SFA Athletics, which I think is great. So go on there and check out the Lumberjacks My Plates.
Yeah, we love them. They're great.
What's Scotty doing?
He's getting a chin rub, which is his favorite. Look at him.
Look at him. God, that freaking cat, I swear. Anyway, I do love Scotty. I think he might be my favorite cat out of just all the cats in the world.
He's the chillest OG of cats you would ever see.
Let's see him. Scotty boy. Let's see you, little chunky chunk. Let's see him.
He has really bad resting bitch face, everyone, but he's not mean.
He really isn't. He's the sweetest cat. Look at him. Hi, Bubba. Hi, sweet boy.
That's just how his face looks.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that. I also have RBF, but this is just my face. You can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so thank you everyone for listening and tuning in. And we've had over 45 to 50 people listening this late at night. So appreciate you guys staying up late with us, and so we can get this in before Saturday's game. Hope you have a wonderful night. I hope you stay dry, you stay warm. The weather is going to be absolutely wild over the next week. We're going to be like cold and rainy, warming up, cold again, warming up, cold again. It's just great. It's great for the allergies.
Yeah, my sinuses are going to be miserable.
Winter/spring in East Texas, Texas in general, is just a cluster. So fun. Okay. Like I said, hope everybody has a wonderful night. Sleep well. Don't let the bed bugs bite. And as always, axe some jacks.
With Alex and Jax.